All right, so at the beginning, June, part of the affirmative side stated that people impersonate others at the polls, but that's not true during voter ID laws because voter ID laws don't address what appears to be a more common source of voter fraud, which is mail-in absentee ballots. A frontline analyst of voting laws nationwide found that only 6 of the 31 states that require ID at the polls apply those standards to absentee voters who are generally wider and older than in-person voters. He also stated that the voters can vote through mail and through the internet, but about how would you do that if most of the voters are either they are too poor to afford a computer or they're too old to understand how to navigate a computer. About 6 million, according to voter ID laws, about 6 million people have permanent physical disabilities that prevent them going somewhere to get an ID. A total of 11 million Americans have no government-issued photos and do not have the resources to get one. Giving out free voter IDs will not work because what they failed to consider was the individual's amount of gas spent to the voter locations themselves and the state that you have to pay as well. For example, the cost of purchasing required birth, marriage, naturalization, and other certificates will come out to about $10,000. In some situations, the calculation includes legal fees needed to secure these documents. Cost of travel, expenses at the Department of Vital Records, and motor vehicles cost about $20. However, in some states, such as Texas, they take the departments themselves are 140 miles away from where everyone is living. For the state, when aggregating the overall cost to individuals for free IDs in all voter ID states, plus the cost to state government for providing free IDs, the expenses can accumulate into the 10,000 per state and into the hundreds of millions actually nationwide. Why voter IDs laws will continue to exclude certain individuals as long as it exists? Some Americans will lack ID. By all estimates, those least likely to have a government issued photo ID fall into one of the 4 categories: the elderly, minorities, the poor, and young adults aged 18 to 24. The Brennan Center estimates about that 18% of all adults aged 18% of all seniors and 25% of African Americans don't have picture IDs. Let's take minorities, for example. The minorities in America, based off of interesting facts about minorities in the US, as of March 18, 2017, states that Hispanics make up 17% of the US population, Asians make up 5% of the population, African Americans 20% of the population, and Native Americans 1.2% of the population. With simple calculations, we can estimate that they all make up 43.2%. Now in the United States, there are approximately 327,379,420 people. Taking out 43.2% from that will leave us at 140,343,150 people. That is a lot of people if you were to ask me. Let's take it a bit further. Let us say that 80% of those people don't vote from that amount. That still leaves us with 112,274,520 of minority groups that can potentially help the voting process by an insane amount.
turn.
Yes, it is.
We get 3.5 minutes of prep time left.